Welcome back to Phoenix Wright. Justice for all! When we last left off, we were playing as Maya. And we're escaping into the kidnapper's lair, I assume. What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? Well, I'm worried about that later. I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way, I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here. There's a framed picture sitting on the coffee table. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, "With love, Celeste." I bet this could be a clue. That's weird. What a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Aw, how cute. But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. Oh, hey, it's a computer. I've never really used one before. I have no idea where the power switch on this thing is. Drat. There goes my plan of using this somehow to get out of here. What is this thing? An antenna, I guess? And this is a VCR? There sure are a lot of electronic gadgets here. But what is an antenna doing here? Wow, I've never seen a TV this big before. Now, where's the power button? Hooey, it's busted. I would so die a happy samurai fan if I could ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on TV like this. Heck, I can't believe I just made a joke about dying, all things considered. It's locked, of course. It doesn't look like I can use the car to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through there. Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will. Yeah. It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. He is? For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help. Ways, you mean, dead men tell no tales, is how the saying goes, correct? Dad? I'm almost certain I told you on our first meeting I am an assassin. No way, you're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Nick. Mr. Nick? Oh, yes, Pearls. Got caught up in my thoughts about my situation. Mr. Edwards has left, you know. I guess for now I have no choice but to believe in Mr. Engard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. Okay. Hey, Gumshoe. I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over for today. Aww. Arg, I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah, there's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt Engard. Here you are. What did he write? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Oh, I feel uneasy all of a sudden. Oh, Mr. Wright. So, actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put a lot of food down when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? This is terrible. Let's hurry. We have to feed his cat. I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. Client's request is a request. I guess I should go check up on his cat. Wow, everybody looks really busy with something or another. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hey, hurry up with that, will ya? Pass the victims list around. You've gotta be kidding me, there's over 100 people on here. Mr. Nick, is Mr. Engard really that big and bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls, never mind. It sounds like they're working on a different case. All right, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass. Yes, Miss Oldbag. Don't devalue my name and turn it into a gas, you spiky-headed, petty fogger. Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again. Although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. But what really? Blah blah blah. Rada rada rada. Did she? Miss Oldbag, keep your hands off of me. The helmet is airtight. No air gets in and out. No air gets out. Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're gonna have to defeat me if you want to get by. Not hearing this. Well, I have this, so... maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. Miss Oldbag, if you would look at... What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy poo. Ugh, is that her perfume? I smell... Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly. That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgypoo said so. You understand? I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. It looks like she has a strong feeling for Mr. Edgeworth. That may be, but you know nothing's going to come of it. That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Oh. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a bad handprint on my face somehow. So anyways, let's continue our investigation. Okay. Yeah. What? What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go into Engard's room today. Why? The police main investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear? I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer. So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. Got it. Let's go to feed the cat, though. Sure is dark. I'll go turn on the light. Wow. So this is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shoo the kitty cat. Shoo? Meow. So I guess this is Shoo. What a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo. Meow. Hee. The cat seems to like pearls. Pardon me. May I help you with something, mister? Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. Engard's lawyer. The Masters? Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. Ah, it's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Engard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such foul deeds as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. How typical butler-like as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak himself and his affairs. You know, I would have thought Mr. Engard the kind to have a maid over a butler. That's a very cute cat you've got there. It is my duty to take care of him. The master's rather fancy shoes. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant, blah, 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 blah. Well then, I guess I don't need this piece of scrap paper anymore. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of it right now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young and yet already so accomplished. A master of law. But there is also a lot to be proud of being a butler in charge of a house and all. Thank you for your compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you excuse me... know if I. Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth here. That's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? You know, I've never really actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come and visit Fay Manor. Then I'll show you one when you do. Oh, I don't need to do that. Nope, nope, nope. Anything? The giant motorcycle? A giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle, Pearls, is one you don't have to pedal and it moves on its own. Really? Wow. But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly. Oh, that's too bad. It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Ugh, what is with me and feeling inferior today? There's a small door at the bottom of the bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. Edgar's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shu? The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering. Possibly. There's another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering off over there, Mr. Nick. Yes, Pearls. Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around. Okay, I guess that's everything. Okay. Back to the hotel. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouting for clues about the killer. Hey, city boy. Lada, you're still here? Reckon course. An investigation photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? And this hotel just has the aura of mystery. You know, like something always about to happen. But do you have a camera? Reckon given. A photographer has got to have a camera out the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know. So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What? You really gonna sell out a bucks for the info I got? Lada, you were loitering in the hallway the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kinda, but brace yourself, Phoenix, here it comes. I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know. Followed a few stars around, got a few autographs, shook a few hands, and a soda pop with a few of them. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night. The security lady also wasn't in the hallway the whole time either. I guess this means there's no one who could tell us who came and went that night. So, about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that Diddy I wrote. Yeah. Can I believe what you written? You mean the stuff about Engard shoving his manager lady onto Cordia? Yeah. Well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random boulders. Hey, what's with why are you staring at me like Grandpa used to? Hey, and why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Or am I shrinking here? My baby, my $1,600 baby. What's with the red-coated prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was Evans and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that red-coated's friend, aren't you? So put in a few good words for me and get me my camera back. You want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy really good for about 5 hours and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do it your own dirty work? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you too, there, little, keep it up. Good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picking about your food now. Okay. And make sure you do your homework here. Okay. And if you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it oh, would you please just leave already? Ugh. Mr. Nick, what is the otherworldly gastring moaning? I hate evil ghosts. I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon? Excuse me, what you calling a demon, brat? Zoinks! It's the alien. Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbag. What are you doing here? What is wrong with youngins today? I came here to pay my respects to my poor June, and you're disturbing me. I'm sorry? Please tell me about the night of the murder just one more time. I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by the fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with an imbecile look on her face. With the imbecile look on her face? Okay, got it. Now hold on a sec. There's a little there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make it sound better than that. Oh, alright. Now I'm seeing everything. But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Cordia. He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts in my book. But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Engard. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know? But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at this mountain of presents. It shows of the mountain of feeling all his fans have for him. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big and certainly not to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick, what is it, Pearls? The presents, they're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All of Mr. Cordia's presents from his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of June without thinking about bears. Bears? Why bears? You don't know? When my dear June was training, he fought barehanded with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out down by the river going, heh, you sure can fight. You too, bud. You too. Did all that really happen? It's in his biography, bud. What a load of crock. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice, bears. I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock. Well, what is that infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. It sounds like it's already 8 p.m., way past your bedtime. Urgh. That startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second. 8 p.m., that's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, right? Remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since that ceremony. The transceiver. Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya. How is Maya? You haven't hurt her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news. So it would seem my present didn't you no good. No, Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya. One more day. Please, all I ask is one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else after all. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear her. She's alright? Alright. Is then a little... What is with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems... bad... Connect... Damn it. Did the transceiver just suddenly break? Excuse me. What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static. Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya. Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? I should probably have an electronics expert look at it. Sooner the better. Who is electronics expert? Oh, wait. Hey, welcome back, pal. I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have time to eat. Oops, looks like you don't have a can opener, pal. You've got to be kidding. And here I thought he had already whipped out something up. Oh, I know. There is one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should try asking him. How about this stupid thing? The transceiver? Oh, Mr. Nick, you should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing. What thing? Oh yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal? When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself? That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference. So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it that way, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right? Huh? Computer? It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does that. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you're talking about. He seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this. So, the room you were in when the interference to the transceiver happened, there's got to be something that's sending out a very strong radio wave, pal. Something like a listening device or something? Ah, hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Cordia's room, the scene of the murder. What? That's it. I'm going to sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Wait, Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigation time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeah! We should be going to, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go. Nope, he's still gone. So I guess that's where we're gonna head then. Nope. Hey, you're finally here, pal. Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. And then suddenly I'm staring at a precinct doors from the outside, I mean, so yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item. Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper? It looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh, by who? Me, of course. Seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on me. Pal, sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Your heart and soul? It'll work, trust me, pal. It'll do the job. But you can't set the sensitivity, so it's going to beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic wave. But isn't it better that way? Oh, well anyways, since I brought it all the way, might as well give it a whirl, right pal? I'm getting that sinking feeling again. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or something other sort of bug hidden in this room, pal. So we're going to find it, right? Right now, first let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around and give the room a real thorough looky. See, pal? The sweeper will let you know how strong the signal it's picking up. So keep an eye out, okay? Once you find something that gives off a lot of radio waves, press enter to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves. So let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Alright, I'm gonna just stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find a bug. Got it, pal? We're going right here. This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I have ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find anything yet? The listening device, I mean... No, not yet, but this bear's eye is... Let's see. A perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's dig the big fella's eye out and see what we got. No, you can't. Such a violent act. Oof. No. It's a miniature camera, and it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. A what-a-minute? A transmitter. Oh, is that more of the high-tech stuff? So this tiny thing is a camera. Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera, mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on a battery, which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside, it is somewhere else. Somewhere else. The footage is changed into radio waves, then it's sent to that recorder. So it's sort of like a TV broadcaster, isn't it? Hey, you're right. So what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of the listening device, pal. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time? Yep. Let's see. This looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. 8 p.m. That was the time the award ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I'd guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. Well, what? And if you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. So there was a camera in the bear's eyes, and it was disguised as a present? And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Cordia this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there got a video of what happened here that night. Isn't there any way we could find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there is no real way to find out. Oh. Is there really no way to find out? I got it. What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. Well, what are you going to do? I'm going to go around to electronic shops and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal. Oh yeah, baby, it's investigation time. I'm on fire, pal. My fingers are itching to go. Yeehaw! He's gone. Yeah, but Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most inefficient way, right? You'll have to excuse me, I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time. I see, thanks. Don't thank me yet, we still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside the stuffed animal, huh? You are one lucky man, right? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade and only a small number of these are exported here. What? The camera and the transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that, Mr. Nick? Can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think I could still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you have other things to do. See you soon, right? Wait. What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, right? Until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered June? The real killer. Do you really still think it was Adrienne Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, right? Everything begins with the truth. June Cordia, real killer. Miss Andrews' past. The kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. Engard. And this card, Shelley the Killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. To be continued. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't worry. And if you can win or a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. Yeah, if you can win it, Pearl. I totally read that wrong. I'm sure I did. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already, but we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of this secret Mr. Cordia held about Mr. Engard and Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Hey, wait. What is it, Whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason, and I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care, but the request came from Edgepoo, so Edgeworth, and he said, if you feel angry, direct your anger at the unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Ugh, gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. This is absolutely top secret, so you have better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know. I was to catch poor June in the middle of the scandal meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear June. Oh, you mean that thing with Miss Andrews. But I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Cordia. I'll let you in another secret, youngin'. I know who planted the spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people, spying on people by herself, as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good. But I didn't say anything. So you want to know about June and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. Oh, I tell you, June really welcomed the manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know the manager, that woman, that manager woman June had? It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impacts. Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know. But married? You mean to Mr. Cordia? Sigh, really, you young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. 3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the... Why would Miss Impact want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by June. What? But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, June suddenly canceled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazine. But why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazine, unfortunately. I see. That night, after June called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself. How terrible. I wonder what happened between those two. I'm gonna keep moving on. On the night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigation. It looks like things are in the lobby have finally calmed down. I'm gonna say this is still probably not gonna work, but I'm gonna try. It feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Engard's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness? You mean for Engard's case? We're taking the witness statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demands and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you a special permission, so there you go. What? I've already called them so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. This is such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content. It sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Miss Engard and Miss Andrews are in the detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrew knows something. She can't be clueless about the secret with Mr. Cordia and on Mr. Engard. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him. I mean, you seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. About Miss, Celeste Impact. I had finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide, and it's true that when I heard the rumors that June was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? But why? I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip, but I never held any murderous intent towards June. I would never do something so stupid. suicide note? Huh? I wonder what it said. Why did you try to frame Mr. Engard? That's simple, because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent in doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right? Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Colette's death. Miss Andrews. Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please tell me why you did it, what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. I have to move back and then because I don't think I have what I need yet. Not sure if Matt's gonna tell me either. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. First, just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that June Cordia was killed by an assassin and that the assassin's client is this man, Matt Engard. What's wrong? Mr. Engard, there is something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. About the press conference. You mean the one where June was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looks like somehow June had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Could you please fill me in on what the secret is, please? Oh, lovely. I knew this was coming. Mr. Nick, don't tell me, Cyclops. You said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it is. Do you, dude? Did you know about Mr. Cordia and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you I don't care about June did with his life? Miss Andrews, she has had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Cordia. Her mentor was Mr. Cordia's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste's impact suicide note from him. Celeste. Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got a total hunger. You up for some pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it like a kind of pea? Like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? Alright, I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our mind off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. Engard, are you connected to Miss Impact suicide in some way? Yeah, I definitely don't feel like I have enough here either. Well, let me see my evidence here. Let me see what I got. No, I don't think I got anything for either of them. It doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here. Well, he's out there with the camera asking around all the electronic stores. Then I'll make some salad for him and for dinner. It looks like Pearls really appreciate the gum she was doing for us. Mr. Nick? Yes? Where is the lettuce? I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. Aw, I guess I have to give up on making a salad then. Guess the lack of lettuce is kind of a problem. Back to the living room? It looks like no one is around. What happened to that person with the stuffed teddy face? Oh, she must mean the butler with the strict stitches in his face. Shoo! Oh, there you are. I guess you're still awake, huh, Shoo? Hehe, come on, let's play. Wonder if that butler, Mr. Doe, is already asleep or not. There's a small door at the... yeah. Locked. Yeah. Same stuff, nothing new. Keep on moving. Got anything to say about... Nope. Okay. Got anything to say about... Can you say anything helpful? I really don't know, but I guess maybe I can try. Alright, let's try. She's only got one lock, so maybe... Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Engard for the murder? I've already told you countless times, it's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Engard. Miss Andrew, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you had said something earlier. You said revenge. So you are saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lived by being dependent on other people, there is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. We could show her the picture. Celeste, there is only one catalyst that would cause such strong feelings and even revenge, and that is Miss Impact's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was June's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also June. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Engard, it would mean that he must have some relation to Miss Impacts and her suicide. Can you explain to me the relation between Celeste and Matt? That is a good question. Can you explain it to me? Do I have that? Don't know. Let's look it up real quick. Yeah, I definitely don't have it. Well, okay. I might actually have Enguarde stuff, though. I was definitely wrong. Let's try that. Matt. Sorry, guys, I can't let you sleep. Now, let's hear what the secret of yours is. What if Mr. Cordia had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude, I don't know. I don't know anything about June, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I could keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay June any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Cordia, especially that night. Because there's a... Oh, we don't have it anymore. Well, son of a... Son of a gun. Where's all my evidence at, yo? Hmm. It says I'm supposed to see... I don't understand what I'm missing here. I guess I have to talk to, Pearls, maybe? In the room? That's, like, the only thing I missed, really, so I guess I'll do that. So, the real person who killed Mr. Cordia was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But what if that's the case? Then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one who hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? You mean who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to do his own dirty work with their own hands. But whoever this client is, there's still a killer. Who who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be Matt Engard himself. If Mr. Engard really did hire the assassin, then he is not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. Engard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him... Mr. Engard, I'd like you to ask one more question. Did you kill Mr. June Cordia? Alright, just so we're clear, dude, I didn't kill anyone, and that includes June Cordia. Got it? I didn't see any psych-likes at the time, actually. That reminds me. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. So what was this interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls? June had bet everything on the Jamming Ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyways. It looks like somehow June had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Mr. Engard's secret. Well, what is the secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Cordia was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. Engard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Cordia silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Engard. There's no way around it now. Okay, maybe that activated what I needed. Alright, let's see. Yes, here he is. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Mr. Powers, what happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers. I was talking with the detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home when all of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Uh-oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. Hi, I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? So, about the testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from the way they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya and myself are the only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch, I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, because he's got that refreshing, spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say it's just a game to justify the means. What? How horrible. That's unforgivable. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. But he said once that there is only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, Miss Andrea Andrews. Why is Mr. Power suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? Dazzling sort of image, but aren't you part of the dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, rusty kind of guy, you see? But it's okay, really. I get out to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impact? We heard something about how her wedding was canceled. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I thought about it a little the other day about the mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin's practically glowing with electricity. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note, and they say that June went and hid it. We heard about that in court today, but there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for June, that is. Something bad for Mr. Cordia? Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends, and she said, "It looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man." Truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Cordia by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be the reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's sort of good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Engard and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I've got to get the two of them to tell me everything. Mr. Nick, your phone. Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of the ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal. I'll be back at your office real soon. What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth? Anyways, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good. At the end, Hello? He got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said that we need to go back to the office right away. And then we should try and hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow, I doubt that. What took you so long, pal? Mr. Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and had to go. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought this spy camera. This is quickly? And this bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear. I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth that figured? Shh, pearls. And go on. There's only one person who bought one of these bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt Engard. Huh? Matt Engard, your client. That's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure? Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It was for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of the stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said it so himself. He's told me, I'm sure I sold that bear to Matt Engard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Engard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Engard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. So what about the spy camera we found? Well, that was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give it back to you for you to file away into evidence. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in June's Cordia's room is Matt Engard. Why would Mr. Engard do something like that? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Cordia in one of their renazis. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see Mr. Engard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for pearls. Matt Engard, what in the world have you done? Okay, so let's say go to Matt Engard. Oh, he's working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Okay, let's talk. Now, let's hear what the secret of yours is. What is if Mr. Cordia had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about June, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it until my face is blue, but I totally didn't pay June any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Cordia, especially on that night. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Cordia's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then sent the image to the camera took with his transmitter. Wow. But dude, where was the camera you're talking about hidden? It was inside of a bear. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess June had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Cordia was... Oops. My bad. No. I should have just set for the sense of the profile. My bad. Yeah. Okay. No. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Mr. Engard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. But he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eyes was you, Mr. Engard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on. This is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's the proof that it was you who put the camera in. Okay, now do I show the... I have here one credit card receipt for Mr. Engard. It's from you when you bought the stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to the department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got an elephant hair for bristles. Ew, elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyways, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes. You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like this? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like a stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid the camera in Mr. Cordia's room and filmed it in secret is... Please be this. Well, what is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer. That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt Engard, I know why you know Mr. Dick Killer. It's because you're a hero of justice. Since you're the one who set up the camera, that means you know, or you knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So how would you know something like that? Because you're his client. You hired Shelley the Killer to assassinate Mr. June Cordia. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Engard. Sigh. And here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought. Anyways, but Mr. Engard, you really did hire... Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyways. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Engard. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. Really? So, you are Shelley the Killer's client? You didn't think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that June is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? That's... You're lying. What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, and let the grown-ups talk. Adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video camera in... A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like the pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding their sinful deeds over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why... Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it's preserved for all time. With that, I can keep at bay and even blackmail him if I wanted. That's right, the video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Well, why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up, and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? Why would you kill Mr. Cordia? Because he was about to sling so much dong into my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Cordia had been able to give it, then Mr. Engard's secret would have... well, that's what we call taking advantage of a situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Cordia ended up dead? Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it, the assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone's all working their butts off for me, Matt Engard. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you of all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed June Cordia, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that D-Killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Cordia. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Oh, but too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Aw, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya, you wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Acquire, I think I would give it all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. June said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found out. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth, I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No! You can't do that. That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth, right? Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. That is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, right, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer, Matt Engarde, that man is really, It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense. But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you, of all people, should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? Well, that may be true, but that's because I've believed in my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get Engarde an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right? Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong, huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only humans, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Franziska von Karma always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you run away for a year? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You are so petty. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error in my ways. I realized that things such as perfect records were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can attain an acquittal tomorrow? What is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Engard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right? Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much as a killer as himself. I believe you're asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my client for my handiwork. That is what I call client relationship. And it is part of the assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. Well, what is your name? I believe I told you once before, however, you did, but my name is the Killer. Shelly the Killer. You're Shelly the Killer? Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As the Killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, it would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap. No! Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Mystic Maya. I don't know what to say. Edgeworth, Did you hear that? At the end of the mission? Huh. Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be. That cat. Can it... What is it? I think... I know where Shelly the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all the police units head to Mr. Engard's mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah. Gotta go to my office first because I can't get to his frickin' place. Maya! Please answer us, Mystic Maya. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape, assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. He and Engard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. But there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Cordia? Why would something like this be here? Right? Look down. There's a little pet door installed there. Ah, I'm sure that's for Shu. You think that this came through that little door? This door, it's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking down doors now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Ah, there's no one here. From the looks of this room, I would say that Engard private lounge. Look at this, right? An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals, and a VCR. Check inside the desk. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No. But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. VCR antenna, If only we had the tape, it would have been really useful. It's Engard's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help? Mr. Nick, where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. You couldn't find the power switch. It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls on here. But I wanted to sit on the table to begin with, Mr. Nick. A huge television speaker looms largely here. It seems if Maya saw this, she'd say, I would die happy samurai fan if I could see the Nickel Samurai on TV like this. Yeah, that's what she'd say. Ah, I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. There's a little door for Shu in this big door. I'm sure Maya used this door to shove this out there. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most critical piece. This time too, I'm sure. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls would fit on here. I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick. Am I supposed to go somewhere? Can I move? Oh, I can go. Good. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. You were close, I can tell. We've already set up a checkpoint along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Miss Impax, you mean? Yeah, Mr. Cordia's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impact be here in Mr. Engard's mansion? And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. Ah, what's wrong, Pearls? Please, let me see the picture frame. Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back, there's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message. What? Dude. I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get Engard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime ball and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Curly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's got to watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it, I guess. No! Mystic Maya! Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house, and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth, yes? As far as clues goes, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Find out the secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance at court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your psych lock. Psych lock? I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Fine. Go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Why frame him? Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Engard for the murder? I've already told you countless times it's become... I thought Matt was the killer. I did this already. Revenge, There's something or someone in her past that would make you take revenge. Which is... Celeste? There is only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge, and that is Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was June's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was June. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Engard, it would mean that he must have had some relationship to Miss Impact and her suicide. And I think that it's this piece of evidence way over here. This is a photo of Miss Impact, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Engard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Celeste, she was supposed to get married to June, yes, but I heard that it didn't work out because Mr. Cordia didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. Engard? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why, with love, Celeste is written on the frame of the picture. Then they were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Typical. With toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scoundrel would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studio. That is where she met June. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and June were such a good match that they were even planning to getting married. And then it was suddenly called off. On the night June called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why June called off the wedding, right? Matt confessed to June about his relationship with Celeste. I see, so that's what happened. But then why did Mr. Cordia have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Jude and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on June. He was aiming for when it would hurt June the most. Poor Miss Impacts. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind, and in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when June discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. June realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, June sought revenge. Revenge? There's that word again. June wanted to publicly disclose the contents of the suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from June. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to June to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night, when I found June's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring my own cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters, so when I stabbed June's body with the knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer, I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyways. I can't sleep either. Not with my situation or with what I know now. Right, we're gonna end it here. Uh, we'll save Maya and get through this last trial. I think this is the last day for the trial. I'm pretty sure. We'll do that tomorrow. And until then, peace out. Nope. Mouse ain't gonna work. Cool. Cool, cool, cool.